is not going to be another generic eat better, train harder video. In fact, I'm going to introduce you to some concepts that you've never heard before, and you're going to have a deep level of understanding of exactly why your body is not burning fat and building muscle at the rate you would like it to. And these two changes are going to give you clarity like you've never had before and turn your body into a fat burning, muscle building machine. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing that we're gonna have to address in this video is metabolism. Now I know what you're thinking, metabolism, does this really have an impact on my fat burning? Does this really have an impact on why I'm stuck? Big time. And I'm gonna explain exactly why. There's three prongs to this metabolism thing. There's diet, there's habits, and there's stress. Okay, the current you with your belly has a down-regulated metabolism, and you have inflammation that you're unaware of. The optimal version of you, the new you with six-pack abs and biceps, is going to be optimized with no inflammation, and I'm going to show you exactly why it's impacting you, why it's stopping you, and how to fix it. So first thing is diet. If you are eating processed foods and foods that do not support gut health, you can't have a high metabolism because your body is going to be fighting off inflammation. This is going to cause your body to be fatigued. It's going to impair your body's ability to absorb nutrients. It's going to slow down your fat burning machine inside your body. And as a result, your fat storage is going to increase and you're going to feel like shit. Your energy levels are going to go down. You're going to feel less motivated. Your brain fog and fatigue is going to increase. So as far as the diet, what you need to do, what you're probably doing now, the problem, is you're eating processed foods. Now when I say processed foods, what do you think of? Fast food, all these things. Those are the obvious ones. So I'm going to give you some sneaky foods that you're probably eating that are slowing down your metabolism. Protein bars, dairy, and we'll say protein snacks. Protein bars are worse than candy when it comes to your gut health, and as we've established, you cannot have high metabolism with poor gut health. Protein bars need to be completely removed from your diet. A lot of them contain a lot of different chemicals, things like natural flavors, which is lab-made chemicals, and things that are going to cause serious amounts of inflammation in your body and slow down your body's performance and cause you to be stuck. Same thing with dairy. If you're not eating raw dairy and you're eating pasteurized dairy, you're gonna have real problems because when dairy is pasteurized, it means the dairy is heated up at high temperatures and that strips off the natural enzymes and nutrients in the dairy, which makes it extremely hard to digest inside your body. Therefore, it's gonna cause massive amounts of inflammation and digestive issues and not allow your body to thrive. And most of the dairy you're eating, if you're already trying to build muscle, is probably what? Oikos, Chobani. A lot of them have added sugars. They have all different types of chemicals added into them. So that needs to go. Even milk and cheese needs to go. And then protein snacks. So protein chips, protein cookies, you see protein pancakes. All these things are loaded with seed oils, which are high in omega-6 fatty acid, which causes inflammation in the body. So these are the things that need to go. We need to cut out all processed foods and start cooking at home because even like Chipotle and things that you eat that you think are healthy, they're cooking in seed oils, which are causing inflammation in your body. So cook at home with ghee, tallow, raw butter, and eat whole foods at home, right? Don't be going out and doing all that bullshit. Now, habits. Some habits that are slowing down your metabolism could be scrolling, porn, Netflix. What else? Alcohol, we'll say, is a habit. Alcohol. So the reason that these things are slowing down your metabolism, we'll break it down. Scrolling is you're frying your dopamine system. When you fry your dopamine system, you're constantly longing for more dopamine, meaning that when you don't have that dopamine, your cortisol levels are going to go up, your stress levels. as your cortisol levels rise, your body is going to go into fight or flight mode, which makes you prone for inflammation, causing a down-regulated metabolism. Then, of course, porn, when you're getting cheap dopamine, it all adds up, right? This is also taking away from your libido. It's taking away from your natural energy and your natural drive. And then Netflix, obviously, you're just brain rotting. We need to keep our brains active. We need to keep our bodies moving. Rotting away in the chair all day long, watching shit that doesn't serve your future is not going to help you. And then alcohol. Alcohol is poison. There's no safe amount of alcohol. There's no healthy alcohol. It's all trash. It's destroying your gains. It's all giving you brain fog. This is all taking away from your energy and all your motivation. So these things need to go. And then stress. You are chronically stressed. So you're chronically stressed out. You're constantly worried about the future. You're constantly feeling anxious about what things you need to do. And you obviously don't know what next steps to take in life. That's the reason why you're chronically stressed. And then to increase those stress levels, all the processed foods and habits are adding up. Like, for example, if you woke up in the morning and looked at your phone right away, it would spike your cortisol, increasing your stress, which is going to tank your ability to think clearly and focus throughout the day, and you're going to feel like shit. So, being stressed is not good. You cannot constantly be stressed, right? So these are things that you're currently doing. You're stressed out, you have bad habits, and I should include in this bad habit, snacking. Snacking, when you really shouldn't. You're eating things like protein bars, dairy, protein snacks, processed foods, and as a result, you have a down-regulated metabolism, and it's causing inflammation, lowering your energy levels, lowering your motivation, impairing your body's ability to absorb protein to build new muscle, and really messing up your gains, right? That's a big reason why you're stuck. Now let's dive into how to fix this before we get into number 2, because number 2 is going to be a concept you've never heard before. So, first things first, you're eating processed foods. What we're going to do is switch to whole foods 90-10. Meaning 90% of the time, you're only going to eat whole organic foods. You can get these from Sprouts, you can get these from Whole Foods. You want to focus on lean meats like ground beef, chicken, wild fish, and things of this nature. And then the 10%, you can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't come from processed foods. So fruit is a great thing, raw, unfiltered honey. You want to focus on whole foods to fuel your body with the nutrients and hormones that it needs to have high metabolism, and foods that are not going to cause inflammation, so your gut health can be on point, so you can have a high metabolism, which is going to allow you to have more energy, burn more calories, and build more muscle. So we're going to switch from processed foods to whole foods, right? And I'll give you some examples of foods. So we said ground beef, chicken, wild fish, eggs, fruit, and then I always recommend you throw in a thermo food like kimchi or ginger. So kimchi and ginger, well, first of all these lean proteins are thermogenic foods, but kimchi and ginger are little thermo foods you can throw in there. Basically, these foods increase thermogenesis in your body, which is going to heat your body up and cause your body to start digesting the foods. But the thing about thermogenic foods is when you eat them, your body spends like 10 to 15 calories just digesting the food. So you could be burning fat by eating. When you mix in things like kimchi and ginger, not only does it optimize gut health, but it's a thermogenic food. So we want to get calorie burn anywhere we can get, any micro places, and we'll start to burn way more calories. So kimchi and ginger, amazing. So thermogenic foods and whole foods, right? Now, habits, scrolling porn, Netflix, alcohol, whatever, right? Some habits you want to implement is grounding, walking, journal, read. So, you want to implement better habits, right? You want to get in the habit of grounding where you're getting your feet either into the grass or into the sand for 10 to 15 minutes a day. not only is this going to electrically discharge your body, but it's going to help with stress. It's going to lower your stress levels significantly so you can think more clearly, so you can feel more calm and make better level-headed decisions. And of course, keep the cortisol levels low so you can build better muscle. And then of course, walking is going to help you metabolize food better. It's going to increase your metabolism overall and your stress levels. And of course, you're burning calories while you're walking, so do it micromanagedly throughout the day. Then journaling is amazing for stress. Writing down the thoughts in your mind on paper allows you to clear out your mind, lower your stress levels, and build better habits. This also makes you more self-aware of who you are, how you're feeling, and where you want to go in your life. So journaling 1 page a day, and then of course, reading, implementing, getting new knowledge, and all these things are going to help you drastically. And now, all these things are good for stress, but I'll give you one specifically for stress. You could do breath work, which I do in the morning and at night. You want to stretch often. All right, these are things that are going to help you with stress. Breath work is where you just take 3 rounds of 10 deep breaths, and that will actually drop your cortisol levels immediately. Like no hesitation, it's going to drop your cortisol levels. We want to keep the stress levels absolutely low. And then of course, obviously stretching, being loose, getting in that state where we're relaxed is amazing. You could also meditate and do a few other things for stress. So the goal is, instead of being chronically stressed, you want to treat stress the same way you want to treat your gains. If you want to make great gains, if you want to make progress and break out of this plateau, you cannot be stressed out. You have to take it very seriously, especially because you're a business person, you're really stressed out all the time. You need to do stress management tactics. Then of course, we want to implement better habits in our day-to-day life. And obviously we want to cut out processed foods. And this is going to give us the motivation, the energy. Our bodies are going to start working for us instead of working against us. And you're going to feel a clarity like never before. And you're just going to be driven for more. Now, this is the most important part 2. Okay, this is something that you've probably never heard before, or if you have, you've only kind of glossed over it, right? Paradigms. Paradigms are your self-belief. It's basically what you say to yourself over and over and over and over again in your mind, you start to believe. I'm sure you've heard people say your thoughts control your reality. That's true to an extent, but let me explain what we're going to do with paradigms. We're going to focus on our goals and our self-talk. So before I get into what paradigms really are and how self-talk works and all these things, first let's get into goals, right? A lot of us don't have specific, clear goals. Let's say you say, say you're 200 pounds and you're like, I want to get to 185 pounds. Okay, great. But how do you want to look? How do you want to feel? Do you want abs? Do you want bicep veins? Do you want like broad shoulders? Like, what exactly do you want to look like? You need to get down to the T. What do you want out of your physique? How do you want to feel? Because if you can't see it in your mind, specifically to the detail, you're not going to know how to get there. You're not going to understand the habits you need to develop in order to achieve it. You need to figure out what you want and work backwards. So you need to actually take some time. So right now, your goals are, let's say it's lose 15 pounds. Oh, he's dying. There we go. Lose 15 pounds. Let me write that out again. Lose 15. So your goal, oh jeez. Your goal is to lose 15 pounds right now. But you don't know what that really means. Okay, lose 15 pounds, cool. How do you want to look though? So the fix would be lose 15 pounds, 6-pack abs, broad shoulders, bicep veins, big legs. Do you see the difference? You need a clear image of exactly what you want. So get clear on your goals. Now, when you're setting these goals, here's the thing. So many people think their goals are unrealistic, but I'm here to tell you, anything you could picture in your mind, you can have it. So don't have limitations when you're setting these goals. Don't say, oh yeah, well, I don't know if I could do it. I promise you, brother, you can do anything. Set your goals for the stars. Say you're 300 pounds right now and your goal is to be 165 pounds with bicep veins and veins ripping out of your abs. Set that goal. You could achieve anything. So now, self-talk. This is the biggest problem we have as men, okay? We were brought up with some sort of belief system, whether you know it or not, right? Well, for example, when you were born an empty vessel. You were a baby, you didn't have any beliefs, you didn't have any thoughts about anything. We were all programmed one way or another through our parents, through the school system, or whatever, right? So there are certain beliefs you have right now about yourself, about what you're capable of, your self-image, that are your truth, but they're not the truth. So we need to start getting in the habit of having better self-talk, because what we think controls our emotions. Our emotions control what we do, and what we do controls our results. So if you don't think that you're any good, you're going to self-sabotage the second you see progress. You're going to start binge eating. You're going to start drinking again. But if you start telling yourself, you know what? I'm the man. I can do this. I can do anything. Everything is going to change for you. So self-talk right now is, no one in my family is jacked. I'm genetically cursed. That's an example of something I hear a lot of people say. No one in my family is jacked. You know, it's my genetics. That's the reason I'm stuck. It's my genetics. It's not your fucking genetics, bro. That's number one, is an excuse, but it's a lie you've been telling yourself. But what we could change this to is, I will reach my fitness goals, and I am in full control of my results. So what this is going to do is it's going to shift the way you think, right? If you've been telling yourself, no one in my family is jacked, I'm genetically cursed, that's going to be true. Whatever you think is true. Nobody can tell you otherwise. So if you start thinking differently, you'll get different results. If you start thinking, I will reach my fitness goals, I will, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what reality is. I will reach my fitness goals. I am in full control of my results. When you shift your thinking to definites, things that you will do and that you will have, your body will start taking form, because it's all about your habits, and habits are formed through the subconscious mind. But the subconscious mind is formed based off the thoughts that come into our mind. So once you realize that you can control your thoughts, you can control your self-talk, and that you have no limitations as a man, and you could do and achieve anything, you will start to get different results. The results that you want, the new you, the jacked you with the biceps. So you need to be really careful about what you think. So catch yourself. The second you start talking to yourself, yeah, but I can't, it's gotta go. So one of the biggest shifts that you can make, okay? This is my last thing for you. I don't want to make this video too long. The biggest shift you can make is, oh, stupid marker. I have to, and we're going to change that to, I get to. Now, in order for you to develop yourself into the best version of you and break through plateaus and step into a new reality where you're a better, happier, more driven man, again, we need to take care of our self-talk. When you're grateful, how do you feel? Pretty good, right? When you realize, damn, I'm really grateful for this, you're happier. When you're happier, you go into a better vibration. When you're in a better vibration, your self-talk changes. As a result, your emotions change and you feel good, therefore you do good things and get better results. So, instead of saying the word I have to, which implies that you don't want to be doing it, whatever it might be, that you have to do it, it's a negative thing to say. Change it to I get to. I have to go to the gym today. No. you don't realize there's people with their legs blown off. You get to go to the gym today. I have to take my car to the mechanic. No, you get to take your car to the mechanic. Some people don't have a car. You need to start being more grateful and looking for things to be grateful for. Because here's the thing. What you think and what you look for, you will find. If you want to look for more success and better results, you will find it. If you look at all the negative shit and say, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, you will stay stuck. So change your wording in your mind from I have to I get to. I have to eat healthy food. I get to eat healthy food. There's kids who are poor and don't have anything. Be more appreciative of life. Be careful about your paradigms, your current beliefs. So here's a way to shatter your limiting beliefs, right? And identify them. Start to pay attention to when you say, I can't, when you say, I can't, when you say, I'm not, oh, I'm just not a morning person. Oh, I can't do that because when you start saying these things, you need to snap out of it and realize that is a limiting belief. That is not the truth. That is your truth. And if you want that to change, all you have to do is change the way you think. So change the way you think, right? Now, this is not going to be easy to do if you don't take care of your metabolism. Because if you have brain fog, if you're stressed out, if your body is not working for you, if your brain is not working for you, this stuff isn't going to click. So you're not going to have specific goals. You're not going to be able to change your self-talk and change your results until first you work from the inside out. You need to fix your gut and your metabolism so you have perfect mental clarity, your body's working for you, you have X amount of energy, you're feeling excited about life. That is what's going to be able to allow you to tap into the mind deeper and actually start getting some results. It's not about training harder. It's not about that bullshit. It's about these two things in this order. Metabolism first, paradigm second. I hope you boys enjoyed the video. I'm going to wrap up here. If you like the video, give me a like. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want one-on-one help implementing all this stuff into your life so you can go from your current you to the most optimal dial version of yourself and change your results, change the way you think, then hit the description, book a one-on-one call with me, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And if we are, I will help you get these results that you want, custom tailored to your lifestyle and your goals. Hope you guys loved the video. Peace.